My name is Jill. I am 26 years old and I am a sexologist. I love being a sexologist. You're not going to find another person who loves their job more than me because I get to talk about sex all day. I am on a mission to teach the world that sex should be fun and pleasure is good for you. I teach sexuality at colleges and universities on topics like the politics of female sexuality and body image. I also teach sex education and empowerment informally in people's living rooms. I have a retail store called Feminique where people can come in and purchase vibrators and lubricants and massage oils and lingerie in a classy, upscale, and sex-positive environment. I write a sex column for a local paper. I write my own blog online, and I just published my first book called Fighting the Crusade Against Sex. I have a bachelor's degree in sexuality and a master's degree in sexuality, and I am wrapping up my doctorate in sexuality. And when I'm done, I'll be the only person in the world with all 3 degrees in sex. But it's not all rainbows and orgasms. We still live in a world where people think we shouldn't be talking about sex, and I have to deal with these people on a daily basis. In the end, I love my job, and it's all just a part of the day in the life of a sexologist. You remember when I said that being a sexologist is not all rainbows and orgasms? Well, this story is one of those non-orgasm stories. I need to change my sign. For one, the business is no longer called Feminique Boutique, it's just Feminique. And for about 3 years I've been using this really adorable logo that's been on my website and business cards, etc. And I just want to create some continuity with how the outside of the building looks with how people know and recognize my business. Currently it's a very simple sign in pink and brown with plain font that says Feminique Boutique. I didn't pick the sign. When I opened my business 4 years ago, I didn't have a logo idea, and so the printer just put that on the sign. Now that I've developed a logo and have been using it and marketing it for 3 years, it's time for a change. I'm Jill. I have an appointment with
Hi, Jill.
Shannon.
Okay, just a moment. Shannon, Jill's here.
Thanks for meeting with me.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
Here's my card.
Oh, thank you.
We can go on in the conference room and talk about what you're looking for.
Thanks. 2 things have mainly changed. One, we've dropped the boutique in the Feminique Boutique, and I've just been going by Feminique for about 2 years now.
Okay.
So I've outgrown the sign in that way. And secondly, I have a logo.
Okay.
Here she is.
Oh, okay.
So this has been branded on our website, on my business cards.
Okay.
I have it, you know, on paper on the glass door.
Okay.
So it's something that people do recognize,
Okay.
and I'd really like to have it officially on the sign. So we talked about how you can design anything you want to put on a sign, but you do have to get it approved by multiple committees in the government of Westchester who have a bit of a reputation for being, shall we say, difficult to deal with. The first meeting was with the Historical Review Committee, whose job is to make sure Historical Westchester stays historical looking. We spent the first 20 minutes of that meeting listening to an argument about the color of a guy's door hinges. I love this. What a wonderful use of local resources to have a 20-minute conversation. Should they be brass door hinges? Should they be copper door hinges? Oh no, the town's gonna fall apart if we don't have the right guy put on the right color frickin' door hinges. Then it was my turn to present to the committee my sign proposal. First person in the committee, happened to be the only woman on the committee, said she was fine with it. Then went to the first man, and he says, I find this sign inappropriate. And I go, here we go. Why is the sign inappropriate? The argument was that when I opened, I agreed that I would not depict human genitals, the pubic region, breasts, buttocks, or anuses. And they said that the sign does not go along with such agreement. And I said, I'm sorry, I don't see an anus or breast anywhere on this logo. And the one gentleman said, well, I see pubic hair.
I see pubic hair.
And I just kind of laughed and said, you see pubic hair? I don't know what kind of pubic hair you're looking at, but that is not what pubic hair looks like. Maybe you should all take one of my classes. Well, behind me, the entire audience was in an uproar of laughter. The committee, less so, and they kind of just laughed awkwardly. Another man on the committee asked, if this was 1890 and this sign was proposed, is there anybody who would think that it's appropriate? To which my boyfriend Ryan yelled out from the audience,
2012.
And I had to contain myself. Let's talk about 1890. Let's have a little conversation about 1890. If this were 1890, the sign wouldn't be up because I wouldn't be allowed to own a business. As a woman, I wouldn't be allowed to vote. If you're a white middle-aged man, it's really easy to look back nostalgically at 1890. Women, minorities, not so much. You need to check your privilege, my friend. There's nothing more historical than sex. Sex isn't happening. Ultimately, they voted 3-4 against allowing my logo to be on the sign. Next meeting I have to go to is the Planning and Zoning Committee meeting.